But yeah, maybe really quick, let's talk about why you should actually make a mixtape.
Until I know who I am, I keep dancing with my heart. I keep dancing with my heart.
Welcome guys, today is another one of these very warm days outside, also inside here. Closed already the window, it's still not really helping. So I decided to do something according to the weather. I just went through basically all of my songs from back 2007. Went through all of them really quick just to remember what kind of song it was. Put all of the ones into one folder that I liked the most for a new mixtape. Today I will record a mixtape 100%. That's something I've been pushing because it's like, I mean, I love DJing, but without a crowd it's not that much fun. But today I really feel like it because it's so warm. This entire mixtape will have a topic. I think that's really important whenever you make a mixtape, to have in mind what kind of style you want to hit, what kind of vibe and mood. Because otherwise it will be just all over the place and it will be also harder for you to pick the right songs. I got now in total 42 songs in that playlist, and my theme and topic is of course summer. So I want to make a mixtape with all of the summer sounding kind of club, open air, festival vibe songs that I personally love the most. That's also why I went through all of my old songs. All of them will be old ones. I'm not buying any new ones for this mixtape. The goal is like a classic summer vibe, open air kind of mixtape. And basically being like perfect for like a sunset party. Starting with like softer, groovier kind of stuff. And slowly with the sun setting, it getting darker and darker. Also adjusting the music accordingly. So getting the songs in order is actually as important as picking the right ones. So yeah, this can take a while. 42, I definitely have to get rid of half of them probably. And yeah, just sort them. I usually do this just on iTunes. It's the fastest, the easiest. And then probably export it to a USB stick and then head over to the DJ booth. I got the USB stick with all of my... things are so small. I mean, I still kind of miss the times where you had vinyl. It's a lot, like, it's like you really got something to hold on. It's just way more expensive and way too heavy to actually travel the world. But yeah, we got all of the DJ equipment. Unfortunately, no crowd, just a studio. But it's being compensated by huge speakers, which is amazing. And of course, the most inspirational view of all times. We got here the full Denon Prime setup. That's really all you can ask for. I got here a cable that goes right here into the back of the mixer and the other end into this little recorder. You could also use your computer, just attach it. I think some of the newer players, the combined ones, they have internal recording functions. And then I just hit here on record and I'm basically ready. I think there's just one little detail missing. Okay, let's go. That's it. All done with the mixtape. 1.5 hours. It's fucking warm up here. The next step is now to get the recorded mixtape from this right into the computer. It's pretty easy. Just has this USB port. Plug it in. And then it's all about adjusting. Because you're not done. I mean, this will sound alright, but everyone else is like making the most out of their mixtape. So you also have to do the same. And it's a little bit of processing to get all songs to the same loudness and make sure overall the mixtape is up to loudness so that it's able to compete with everyone else's up on SoundCloud, Mixcloud, or whatever you're using. Welcome to the studio part. I've dragged the entire mix from that USB stick into Logic. That's my DAW. That's also what I use to produce my music. So I use it because I'm the most familiar with it, but you could use any other DAW or even like simpler music editing kind of programs. I basically sometimes, this time it's not needed, I go into the automation and draw in a volume automation. So in certain sections where it's too quiet, I will just give it a little bit of gain. Where it's too loud, I will reduce it a tiny bit. Sometimes if you don't EQ the transition perfectly, the kicks and the low end might add up and make it seem louder than it actually is. And then I just bump it down. But this time I actually got it all right. I think it's good enough. And then I add very simply a compressor. This one right here is the SSL compressor. And just like really, and that is important, a hint of compression. Like we're talking 0.2, 0.3 kind of dB of gain reduction. Definitely below 1 dB of gain reduction. Just to capture the peaks that are forming within the transition parts. Because those songs, they are already all professionally mastered. There is not much you have to do with them. But just a tiny bit can help to glue together the transitions. And I also add a limiter. The limiter is basically doing nothing. Just making sure nothing is clipping. So the ceiling is right at 0 dB. And there is no gain reduction on the limiter. Using here the L2 limiter, and yeah, threshold is 0, out ceiling is 0. It's just making sure it doesn't clip. You could now, if needed, chop the mixtape and like make markers to burn it onto CD if you want to have a CD where you can skip through the songs. But honestly, I think no one is doing that anymore, so it's really unnecessary. But back in the days, you did that basically for every mixtape on CD at least. And that's then basically it. Now it's time for taking care of a whole lot of business stuff. I will try to cover as much as possible, although it's really warm and I can't really concentrate, but it's still part of the job. Head back home and then deal again with that mixtape.
Now it's all just a memory.
Can you believe it? Like 40, almost 40 degrees in Germany.
Yeah.
It's like
It's crazy.
Yeah. So let's turn the air condition back up again, head home, because at home it's cold.
Yeah, it is.
All done. Double checking the entire mix, of course, before you release it to thousands and thousands of people. You want to make sure there is no mistake left in it. There is no mistake. That's the good news. The bad news, I tried uploading it to SoundCloud and it doesn't let me because there are some songs in there that they detect as like not having the rights to put them up there. As a music producer, I can understand that. So the only option I see is actually getting rid of 2 songs that are in the mixtape to then be allowed to put it up on SoundCloud. I will have to re-record it. There is no way I can cut it in between there and make it sound good in any way. So unfortunately, you will have to wait a little until you will be able to listen to it, but maybe just go to my SoundCloud, follow, it will drop there hopefully soon. I will link it down below in the description. I'm very close to 10,000, so it would be actually nice to pass that mark. And new releases of mine, new productions of mine will follow soon. The entire album will be probably up there, as well as Spotify and all other stores. But yeah, maybe really quick, let's talk about why you should actually make a mixtape. I mean, if you're just a producer, don't worry about mixtapes. You don't have to do one. Like, there is no point in it. But if you're a DJ or producer and DJ and you want to get gigs, mixtape is actually quite important. I mean, yes, people will know by the music that you produce what kind of style you represent and what to expect when you DJ somewhere. But we all know there's a huge difference between what people produce and what to actually play at a festival. So you definitely should have, at least at the beginning when you're starting out, you should have a mixtape ready and do at least 4 per year. Because when people eventually will start being interested in booking you and you can't play them anything where they can actually listen to your set, your skill, will be a lot tougher, so always have one ready. I myself didn't do it for the past year, so it's definitely time to start again. And once you start touring and playing gigs and shows, it's actually even nicer to just record whatever you did that night or that day on a festival live and share that with the people, so they can re-listen to what they heard live, enjoy it again, try to figure out the IDs and listen to their favorite songs. I think these mixtapes are a huge part of this entire DJ culture. That's actually how I started DJing. Like back in the days, I just listened to a lot of mixtapes back then, like German underground hip-hop stuff. And I always didn't like a couple of songs in there, and I always had to fast forward on my Walkman back then, which was annoying. So I started actually recording from tape to other tapes the songs that I liked, and then eventually got my first record player, mixer, and vinyl, and could actually beat match these songs into each other. And then I just shared it with friends, and the entire story began me then having my first like small gigs here and there. That's like the core essence. So definitely, if you want to be a DJ, always have a mixtape ready, share it with your friends, put it up on SoundCloud if possible. I will definitely try out Mixcloud as well, because it seems to be the better option at the moment. And I will definitely keep you posted once the mixtape is up there, maybe 1 or 2 days. I just need to find that 1 hour, 1 hour and a half in between to re-record it again, which is a little annoying, but at least SoundCloud lets me know which songs I'm not allowed to use. Yeah, I really don't know what happened to SoundCloud. It was such an amazing place, but now it's just annoying. Anyways, see you tomorrow again. Sign out.